my crew. We do what we wanna do. This here might not be for you. This what we wanna be. Up in the sand and the sun. Cannons and guns.
Yo ho ho guys, alright, we're back at it again. Here's Blue Rose by request and demand, so let's talk about her. One thing I want y'all to understand about Blue Rose is she is an assassin, meaning she is exceptionally squishy. But if you know what you're doing, you can get in there and drop someone. I will say this, and mark my words on this. If there is a tank frontlining, meaning they are in the front, if you can get past them and it does not put you under a tower, key point there, if you can get past them to their squishies and it does not put you under a tower, it is worth the risk because you can probably kill everyone behind them. Alright, now I'm going to show you ways to do that, but let's talk about her skills first. So her passive, Killer Instinct. Killing an enemy hyper grants the following effects. Resets cooldown for regular skills and fully restores mana. In addition to that, these are your regular skills. Your ultimate does not count in that, so you do not get a reset on this. If you kill someone, you get a reset on all of these. So, Deadly Barrage. Blue Rose blazes away with her revolvers, doing a constant 45 plus your applicable damage boosters on your item build. Damage, she can move left or right while shooting and immediately stop shooting when the skill key is pressed again. That is important to note. W, Assassination. Blue Rose fires shots left and right, doing applicable damage to the enemies within 300 units and stunning them for 1 second. This is going to be your key kill right here. Like, honestly, this is going to make sure that you secure a lot of kills, so use it properly. Blue Rose also slashes. If the key is pressed again, she will slash her target, doing 63 damage plus your applicable damage amplifications 3 times. Her E, she goes flying, like really. Flying Barrage. She leaps over her foes, firing her revolvers and doing 65 plus whatever your applicable item damage is 6 times to enemies. Cancels move speed reduction effects and ignores all restrictions and interference effects. Her A, Throat Slash. She dashes forward and does applicable damage, like straight up. That's what she does. That skill is not something that you hold, though, just so you know. Her regular attack is just a basic 2-shot. Now, Blue Rose is an assassin that relies on her skills. Please note, she relies on her skills. She's not like an assassin like Wukong or Lewis, where you can get by just striking because they have heavy hits. She does do crit damage, but she relies on her skills. You can pick somebody off, you can just get them with some of these shots at the distance, but you're going to want to skill them. So let's talk about her skill combos before we even go into her item build, because she has a lot of them. I will show you one, and then I will explain what I just did. Alright? Okay, so here we go. Alright. So what happened there was I dashed in with my A. I did Throat Slash, then W, double tap W, and then I jumped over him with E. So again, in with A, W, double tap W, over with E. So that's a way to go in and out. That's more of a, I'm going to do some quick damage, get out, and then secure a kill, like help my team secure a kill. Now if you're chasing someone and you got them dead to rights basically, and they're at a good distance, you can start with your Q, right? You can start with your Q. Don't forget you have dash, but you can start with your Q. Then, in there, and essentially there are times where you're going to want to go forward, like you just saw me do that right there, where I dashed past them, did all that goodness, and then I went forward instead of backwards, because they're going to be trying to get away from you. So you're going to do that forward and put them back under you. Now, one of my favorite combos with her actually involves her ultimate, Blind Fire. So essentially, when you do initiate, you're usually going to use your A to dash in. But, alright, so check it out. We're going to go in, and a W for the stun. I'm going to stop right there because you need to make sure you're doing this properly. We're going to go in, W for the stun. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do Heart Slash, right? The reason why we're not going to do Heart Slash is because it takes the time away from the stun. It doesn't actually reduce the stun, but it uses the time in the stun, and we're going to want to use that for something else. So we, A, press W once, alright? Get accustomed to doing that, or whatever the key binding is on Xbox, but A, W once. Alright, now that you have that set, this is the next piece, and this only works after you have your ultimate, of course. A, W, R. So he just tanked most of my ultimate right there because he was stunned. And everyone around you will as well that's stunned by that. So A, W, R. Simple as that. Now once I start building damage, that's going to be ridiculous. In addition to that, say I do that, A, W, R, and I'm like, oh crap, they're not dead, I can get out. Simple as that. Easy peasy. And again, so A, W, R, they're not dead, oh crap, I need to leave, then I can just cover my exit, alright? So I'll show you that properly because it had me facing the wrong way. But A, W, R, E. So A, W, R, E. And then if I needed to cover my exit, I could. Alright, I could. By the time you're able to use that skill, you'll have items that increase your mana. Alright, so let's look at our items. So Crimson Sprinters, critical and move speed. Crit rate and move speed. Obviously, you want those. The next item I'm actually going to go into is going to be Hungering Edge because it's extremely important. So you're going to want to dump your first, and it's a big buy in the beginning. You're going to want to dump your first 1,151 gold into this item after you get your shoes. Always put a point in your shoes first. And this is why. After you have this first part of the item, every time you kill a hyper, you get up to 8 stacks. Every time you kill a hyper, it increases your attack by 4. So you put 1 point into this item and then move on to your next items. Finish building your next items. Yes, this item is great, but at the same time, you're going to want the rest of your item build. Alright, but you're still just stacking attack. You're just stacking attack here. So her personal item, 1 in 1,000, it's her gun. It increases your attack, your crit rate, and your defense bypass. You're going to want some defense bypass, especially if you're trying to just assassinate people. It enhances blind fire, which is your ultimate, just so you know. The blind fire now has increased 15% damage and ignores all interference effects except grapple when cast. So that means shoves and knockdowns, but grapples will still grab you. So be aware of that if you're going against somebody who has a grapple. But anyway, remember how much damage he took a minute ago when I did the A, W, and then R? Check this out. A, W. Like, this man is already half dead. Okay, so with that being said, you see the power behind that item, or the skill combo and that item set, and the way the items are going right now. Now, the next thing that we have is Plasma Cutter. Now, the way you put this in is up to you. So, if you watched the previous video I did, I explained Plasma Cutter a little bit, but I'll explain it again just in case you weren't interested, and I said, it's fine. So, it's attack, max amount, and defense penetration. You always want defense penetration to get past those pesky tanks when you have to go through them, right? What it also does is, while attacking, you inflict 61 additional damage per second for 3 seconds. So, check it out. I'm going to shoot him once. Now he's bleeding. Look at blood just flying out of him. It's additional damage. Alright, so I'm going to slice him. Bleeding. Would you look at that? I'm gonna W. Bleeding and stunned. Good lord. Oh, hold on. The bleed didn't. There we go. Bleeding. Everything you do to this man will make him bleed after the cooldown, of course. So, that being said, also we want to take into consideration what this does. I'm sorry, the Crimson Sprinters, because I didn't explain this. On critical hits, an enemy activates the following effect for 2 seconds, plus 2% attack, so max 5. Anywho, then we have the Hunter's Claw. Now, what does the Hunter's Claw do? Attack, crit rate, and when attacking, move speed plus 10 for 3 seconds. And then at the end, like at the final build, when the enemy's health is below 50%, it increases damage inflicted to that enemy by 10%. So you're going faster, you know, you're sonicking down the lane, gotta go fast, you know, just bam, gotta go fast. And as you're doing this, you're moving a lot faster. Like, you can see my movement is faster. You can legitimately see that it is. There it goes. But anywho, so that's pretty much why I get that item. That's the hunt down item. That's the item where you're like, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna find you, I'm going to murder you and possibly your family today, right? That's what that is. Now then, we also have Twilight's Call. What this does, attack, max health, and crit rate, gives you a little bit of health to kind of give you some sort of sustain, but you really don't have any unless you build life still. But on critical hit, it lowers the enemy's move speed, fam. So this is what we're saying. You're moving faster, and they're slowed, right? What are they going to do? They're slowed. So since that death just happened, you can see that I have a stack on the Hungering Edge, the Collected Soul. And remember, I don't have it built in any further than what it is, just 1 point. That's another stack right there. Goes up to 8, so I have plus 4 on my attack. So we're going to max that out. Yeah, you dig? And this is what our damage looks like now. Bam, bam, bam. Just, well, Perseus has that passive, but you get my point. You just burned his passive instead of getting him dead. But anyway, that was a quick item and skill guide for Miss Blue Rose. Hope your assassinations go great, and I look forward to seeing you guys back. Yo ho ho. Have a great day, morning, noon, or night, all that good jazz. Love you, my Hyper Universe family. Let's keep this ball rolling.